To bring everybody in and say welcome everybody who is getting ready to join us on the stream on the Rat Pack Radio live video stream. And we have been on for a little minute. And appreciate everybody tuning in. So we are here. We are live on the video stream. I got AEW wrestling going in the background. I'm kind of flicking back and forth between that and AEW. That and the Rangers and Lightning game. This thing is second period, 9 minutes left, 2-3 Rangers. So I guess we're gonna be in a little bit of a what you call it high scoring affair. It was 1-1 at the end of the first, so we've seen 3 goals get scored. And one thing I don't like, and I'll say this before I go back into my discussion here on the wrestling mode. Lightning don't do a good enough job of hitting people when they're in front of Vasilevsky, so Vaz can get a clean look at the puck. I've never liked it, and when they play against sloppy teams or when they play against teams that are grimy, that get in front of the goaltender, we always give up those type of goals. So we got to be better with that. We definitely got to be better with that. So real quick though, back to wrestling. Um I think what NJF is doing is probably part of an act. But what I was gonna say about Becky Lynch is I wouldn't mind seeing Becky Lynch cross over into AEW and join them. But she is one of the main. I'll give her that. She is one of the main attractions in WWE. She's got a great gimmick, and like I said, she reminds me of a female version of Conor McGregor. That is what she remind me of, and she's good. I like her, and also what's the other wrestler? The one chick from Australia. I can't remember her name off the top. Um, why can't I remember her name? It'll come to me later. I'm pretty sure it will, but I cannot remember her name right now. Um, Jeez, it's right on the tip of my tongue. W. Let's see. I think her name starts Rhea Ripley. That's her name. Um, I like her. She's tough. She's tough. So I don't see Vince McMahon letting go of her per se, because she does hold some value with WWE and them ratings wise and stuff like that. So I don't see them all getting rid of her or anything like that. They're not gonna let her go, but um, it's still a few over in WWE that I catch every now and then, and I do enjoy watching them wrestle. But for the most part, I'm a AEW guy. I've been an AEW guy forever, and I just haven't really liked the product that they have going on over there. I just don't. Probably because I don't like Vince McMahon, because I think Vince McMahon is, he's a politic. So the way he, plays, with his people and certain wrestlers, and I don't really like it. But we got the TV on here. It is still 3-2, 8 minutes, and not worried. Game one, but like I said, I would like for the Lightning to get one of these games here, because they're gonna need one of these games to win the series. Keep firing the puck at the freaking net, man. Somebody lost a stick. Go. But they've skated better since the end of the first. They've woken up, and oh, come on, man, just make the pass. But this series is going to be tight. Rangers are a good team. They've been a good team for the majority part of the season, and they're going to give the Lightning a run. I think the Lightning will win this series, but it's going to be a close. It's going to be close, and I say 6 or 7 games. But they're going to have to steal one of these games to win this series. So I'll give updates to this game as it go on. But again, one thing I don't quite understand about the Lightning, and I've been a fan all my life. So if Lightning fans are listening, maybe you guys can you, agree with me here that one thing I don't like is, and I watched other teams play the Lightning, and it's completely different. But um, the Lightning just kind of allow teams to skate into their zone without hitting them, and I think a lot of the times that hurts. When you just allow a team to use their speed and just skate into your zone, and you try to just poke check all the time. Because if you miss that poke check, you got a beeline, um, right to your goaltender. And that I never understood. When Lightning are a fast team, so when teams play us and we go, man, this puck is just bouncing all over the place. I don't like this. I don't like this. This puck is just bouncing everywhere, man. Like a basketball. But when teams play the Lightning, you see, once the Lightning enter the zone, they start hitting them, dude. They start putting that body on them. They start putting that weight on them. Being physical with them, because you don't want a fast team to get a free lane at your goaltender. So we on the hand, we allow teams to just skate in, use their speed, and put Vazzy in this awkward position. And when the team has the puck in their zone and we're playing defense in front of Vazzy, we don't do enough to just knock these guys clear out of the area. Just knock them out, man. And they've been in the zone too long. This is when bad things happen. See, I just called it. I just called it. I just called it. They just let the Rangers just sit there, and they can't clear the puck. They can't get possession, and they just sit there and just swing the puck around the boards, just knock it back and forth, and next thing you know, a goal gets scored. It happens all the time. If you watch hockey long enough, especially with this Lightning team, because it seems like to them it happens more because again we spend a lot of time just trying to poke away at it, poke away at it, and if you don't get that poke check, then they're just gonna just stay in the zone. Guys get tired, they wade past their shifts, and then we get a goal scored on us. So it is 4-2. And to win this game now, we're gonna need 5 goals in less than a period and a half. So they better wake up. They're gonna lose this game. They're gonna lose this game. They probably will lose this game. But I'd rather take game one and have that in the one in the holster going back tied up, opposed to letting them take game one. Then they got the momentum and we got to come out and get game two. Again, we got to get a game on the road to win this series. So I'd rather get that game early than to have to get that game later in the series. Because if we go into a situation where we're down 3-2 and we got to win 2 back to back, or we got to get 1 or 2 and win 1 game on the road, I feel like that's a little bit tougher to do than stealing one early and then you clean sweeping at home and the series over with. But if you let them get 2 early, then you go home down 2-0 in the series. Now the pressure's on you. You got to get both of those games at home so you can go into game 5 2-2, opposed to you going into game 5 3-1, down 3-1. You got to win 3, you got to win 5, 6, and 7 to win the series. You don't want to be in that situation. You don't want to be in that situation because if you in that situation, man, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I'll be the first one to say it was a good run. It was a good run, but that's it. We're done. Stick a fork in them. We're done. But a lot of times, I feel like Vazzy is a great, he's one of the best. At least in the Lightning history, is Vasilevsky, Hobby Bullen. He's in that conversation. But I think when you got a goaltender that good, uh, you take a lot of what he did for granted, and you play a lot looser in front of him. But Rangers got momentum. Um, I don't know, man. We got to get one of them goals back in this period before we go into the third period, and we have to score 3 in the third period. That is not something you wanna have to do. But again, I had this feeling, in the Toronto series where I said we're being outskated and we look a little slow, and this puck is just bouncing around like crazy, man. So I don't know the condition of the ice, but that puck is just kind of like it's bouncing. It's not sitting on that ice when they make those passes. So that's making it hard. I mean, think they have the home ice advantage, so don't think for 1 second that uh, they can doctor the ice to where the Lightning won't be able to use their speed. but that puck is bouncing around like crazy. So, welcome everybody who watching on Bucks Life. Everybody that's tuning in on YouTube. Everybody on Twitch. If you're watching on the Rat Pack Sports Show page or my personal page, appreciate y'all, man. If you got any questions or anything you want to ask, Bucks related or anything, man, we got the chat here. You can type in your message in the chat, and I'll answer any questions that you may have or comments to anything that I'm talking about. So we should have we'll have William Graves here. He still have responded. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Now this past Sunday, because we had a show, we do a Sunday show every now and then, maybe like once a month for the off season. During the NFL season, we're on, every Sunday. And I think, everybody over at Bucks Life, you guys appreciate those shows during the regular season because that's all we do is talk football on those shows. It's really we started that show on Sundays and just for hockey, NFL specifically. That's the only reason we really started the Sunday shows. So I think it's, look at this dumb pass. Um we started the show to just talk football, We didn't want to we didn't want to wait until Wednesday to talk about the action on Sunday. So we did a show on Sundays, and the cool thing about the Sunday show is, you got Sunday night game. So we're on the air live doing the Sunday night game, and we're talking about, the games that Sunday, the afternoon games, the 4 o'clock games, and it's a pretty good show. So everybody on Bucks Life, man, y'all appreciate that and being able to interact with you guys and answer questions on the Bucks, wins, losses, whatever the case may be. What is going on? Whatever the case may be, um, we'll get into it on Sundays. So whether it's a win or a loss, we're still very critical of the team. You have to be, right. You can't have a sports talk show and not be critical of your team. I think you owe it to the people that are listening to the show to be um, neutral. And a lot of times we're, almost too neutral to the point of people sometimes get mad because we talking down on our team, or because we're being critical of their performance. We what's the word I'm looking for? Being haters. Then they make comments like, "Well, go be a fan of that team and go be a fan of this team." And it's like, dude, I'm just, you know, we just telling it like it is. Um there's no hate. Don't need to be mad about it. I mean, we just being critical. That's the only way, that's the only way we know how. So I think a lot of you guys appreciate it. Um, way back in the days, when I was a season ticket holder, for the Bucks, man, I used to do post game shows, and I'll do those shows right after the game. So I leave the stadium, and then I walk back to the car, and while I'm sitting at the car, um, waiting on the traffic to clear out, I'll sit there and be talking about the game and answering questions and doing all that, and that was pretty good. I enjoyed that. It'd be like 45 minutes, maybe an hour, on the ride home, and I'll just answer questions. So, um, we're probably almost likely, unless I go to a game, we're gonna do some pregame, and we won't do the post game only because we'll be doing the show later on that night, so we'll be able to go into that same depth, post game wise, late in the night when when we have our NFL Sunday show. So it'll be me, left field correspondent Carlton Cook. It'll be William Graves. Sometimes Nicholas Lane to call in, and then Boss Hawk Sean Naylor is a part of that show. We if you're a fantasy football head, we also do fantasy football stardom and situms every week. We have a Rat Pack Sports Show, fantasy football league that we've been doing every year for about the last six years. That we invite everybody to get in. So a couple times we've had multiple leagues going because we had that many people that wanted to be a part of it. Last year we only had the one league, and then after that, you know, the year before we had two leagues and two 10 team leagues. That's a pretty good number of people. We had a lot of fun doing that, so we'll do that again for everybody. We don't have no problem doing that, and as I said, the season will um, be a good season. So, yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, when we get to the preseason, um, I'm not big in the preseason. I call it the underwear Olympics, and especially now they shortened the preseason to 3 games, and they take away the fourth game. They barely hit, so it's really hard to gauge, where your team gonna be at by just watching the preseason. You get an idea of your depth because you match it up with the team you playing against, and if you two first teams are canceling each other out, and then when they go to the second and third team, you notice that every week the team is kind of pulling away, or you making a lot of mistakes, or it look like you just don't have no depth. More than likely, you don't have no depth, and you're gonna struggle in the regular season if you have to go to those people. You know, you got to go and use those guys. You just can't play your first 22 guys every game, all games. So those guys are going to be part of a rotation, and they have to be productive as a part of that rotation. And if they're not, then your depth is going to be tested against some of the other better teams that have a lot more depth. So at the end of the day, we're not that far away. We're in June now. This really, June is kind of like the dead month, right? You know, teams that had their OTAs, mini camps usually end in maybe like a week. I mean, OTAs are right now. So after OTAs, you had that few weeks of break between the end of OTAs, and then uh for the two teams that's playing in the Hall of Fame game, you know, they'll come to training camp mid July, and then you know everybody else will start at the end of July. So we're about oh man, we're getting tired. We're about 2 months away from NFL training camp. Um, you know, I'll get into it. Like I say, I'm not a big preseason person, but I do pay attention to it. I just don't get too high or too low about things. You know, I just don't, because you only get, you know, you only can tell so much in the preseason. Especially if you're a team that's got playoff aspirations or championship aspirations. You really can't um judge your team out the preseason, because you know most of the time you're not even taking the preseason serious. You know, that's just the way it is. So that's you know that's pretty much where you at there. And then now with the shortened preseason and the powder puff schedule, nothing against powder puff. Um, Sometimes I feel like you know powder puff football is a lot more physical than the way they play in training camp. And I played football, but I played in a time where you know even in high school we were doing tour days and we hit every single day. Now I know some people gonna say, well, you know they're just being safe and you know your head injuries and stuff like that, but you know if you're gonna get a concussion, you're gonna get one. Some people are just more susceptible to concussions than others. Some people play a whole career, and I know it's hard to believe they may not feel they suffer one single concussion. But I'm old school, so I knew a guy that led with his helmet every single time that he hit somebody. Now he couldn't even play right now. They'll suspend him so fast. But he was a head hunter. That he was what we called a head hunter. Remember one day in practice, this man hit one of our teammates so hard with his helmet. He literally he had one of them face masks where it was like maybe like that much space, like right around the eyes, like this. And he hit him so hard, he led with that face mask and he hit that man so hard. His face mask, when he got up off the ground, went from that wide to about this wide. He had to go get a whole new helmet. Everybody laughing at him. You know, all the coaches laughing at him. Um, it was just, you know, just all part of the game. We're not there anymore. We are not there anymore. You know, same way with the NBA where now everything that looks like a hard foul, they gotta go to the TV monitors to review it to make a decision on if um um geez, I just lost my train of thought. Um Dude, I'm having a branding moment here. I literally just lost my train of thought in the middle of what I was saying. For the record, I didn't take many hard hits. I dished them out. So I'm not having no CTE problems here. It just I just forgot because I'm watching the game. I'm scrolling the internet, reading stuff, and I'm talking at the same time. So sometimes between the three, I just get lost and right in between thoughts. My mind just kind of go blank, and I can't get it back. So, um, my apologies. So it'll come back to me when I least suspect it. Let me see here. Look at this fool here. I'm finna get William up. William is still asleep. All right, so man, what this man doing? Man, get out of Yeah, so I told you I got a lot of things going on over here. So all right, so yeah, but that's how it was when I was in high school. Man, the game was a lot tougher, and it's not as tough. And there go the thought. I was talking about them going to the review for the NBA files, and uh, every time they do that, they start the game and go to the table, and then you go and you watch a replay, and you got these silly behind announcers, man. This is why I really I can't deal with watching sports anymore a lot of the time because a lot of these announcers they come from my era. You know, they played in the era that everybody absolutely loved basketball, the 80s, the 90s. You know what I'm saying? These are those dudes that are announcing games now. And Kenny Smith, it ain't Barkley, but Kenny Smith, Mark Jackson, Van Gundy old school. So Van Gundy be just kind of like I am. But when I listen to Mark Jackson on the broadcast, and it's a hard foul, and he's sitting there saying, "Oh, yeah, that is a flagrant too," and all the guy did brush him across the face. Ain't no blood, ain't nothing broken. These guys do a great job of acting, and they flopping and throwing themselves all over the place, and they go to the review. They come back. Oh yeah, that's a flagrant two. And I'm like, how in the world is that a flagrant two? Like, none of these dudes couldn't play street ball back in the days. Like, you couldn't even call your own fouls in street ball. Jokes would be looking at you like, man, there ain't no foul. I'm not checking the ball. That ain't no foul. Next thing you know, you about to fight on the court because the Joker ain't giving you your checkup for a foul. Now, game ain't like that. These dogs made of paper machetes. That's what I'm gonna start calling paper machete. These jokers ain't cutting nothing. They ain't cutting nothing, man. Soft as cotton. Uh, all they do is flop, and that's the way the NFL going. Now you can't be soft and play football because the sport literally involves getting your head bashed in, play after play. If you on the if you're on the defensive line, there's no way you could play on the defensive line or the offensive line in like a lot of these so-called I know football. I'm a fan. I've been watching it all my life, but yet most of y'all got the nerve to call these jokers soft. Football players, hockey players, there is no soft in them unless you play a cornerback position or a defensive back position and you scared to lay the hammer down on somebody when you got the opportunity. If I see if I see you lower your head or if I see you in the open field, coming up to make a tackle and you drop your head and look down at the ground and whiff, you didn't do that by accident. You did that on purpose. You didn't want to make the tackle. You're not physical. Now I can call you soft. As a defender that don't want to tackle, why are you playing defense? And there's a lot of the time it's the corners. It's the corners, it's the safeties. Those are the prima donnas of the defensive side of the ball. You rarely gonna find a prima donna defensive lineman trenches. You got to be hard. You got to be hard nosed. You got to be tough. Same as the linebacker. You shedding blocks. You got to shed blocks. You got to make tackles. You got to scrape the line of scrimmage. You got to do all this stuff. You got to guard line running backs. You got to guard slot receivers, and you got to come up and make tackles. There's no way you can call a linebacker soft or a defensive lineman soft, but you can't call a defensive back soft because you see the way some of those guys tackling. Yeah, they don't want to hit. They don't want to hit. They want their paycheck, but they don't want to hit for it. They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that. So um that's just the way it is. But we're at the top of the hour, so we're gonna take our final break of the night right here. And let me get everything set up here. Um but yeah, we're gonna take our final break of the show right now, and the Rangers just scored again. This game over, man. I ain't even watching the TV. I just heard them. They falling apart, man. They falling apart. If this how the series gonna be, don't don't even play the next 3 games. 5 goals. They then there they go, man. I keep saying this. If you're a Lightning fan, I know y'all agree with me, and if you don't, I don't care. But these turnovers, I talked about them in the Toronto series. Last series, it wasn't so prevalent because it seemed like the Lightning had everything in control. But these middle of the ice turnovers on these no look passes that these dudes be trying to make, and it seemed like 70% of the time these passes end up being turnovers. So if 70% of the time you being fancy, you trying to make these no look behind the back passes, and they end up being turnovers. And then let's say out of those 70% of the time turnovers, 20% of the time they end up turning into goals because the other team scoring out the turnover. Man, stop doing that. It's just like I coach basketball, right? And The one pass that from day one, the one pass that I cannot stand, and I tell kids, don't let me see you make this pass, or you coming out of the game as soon as you make this pass, is the cross court pass. Because everybody think, oh, that person open, and then when they throw the ball, you just got baited, defense right on top of it. So uh, you know, I tell my players, hey, if you was making that play somewhere else, once you get here, forget about it. You're not making that pass. It's not a good play, especially if it's a long pass. It's not a good play. It's a cross court pass, and like I say, 70% of the time it end up being a turnover. So, uh, why you keep making the same play? Explain that to me. What did you see? Why did you throw it? That's what I feel like watching the Lightning, man, because they make these passes and they literally are no look passes, and I don't get it. What's going on? Somebody fighting? Oh boy, here we go. So the goaltender was down on the ice. They don't stop play, but um yeah, but it's the same thing, man. You don't make the cross court pass, and you see the Lightning all the time. They're skating, and then out of nowhere, they make this between the legs pass, or this behind the backs pass, and ain't nobody there. So they end up turning the puck over in a situation where they had the momentum, they had the odd man rush, and then they turn the puck over. Why? Why? Why are you making that pass? Yeah, and it's a system thing because obviously, if it wasn't okay for them to do that, then they wouldn't do it as much as they do. But they do it all the time because they're a skilled team. So they try to finesse people with their skill. But the problem is, if you get a bigger team that can skate with you, you don't have that room anymore to use your skill. And that's what's going on, man. That is what's happening. But are we? Yeah. So we're at the top of the hour. We're gonna come back. I'll get some more in the NHL. Obviously, the game is going on, and let's see if the Lightning can make a game of this with 17 minutes left, down 5-2. I'm pretty sure this game is over, but you never know. You really never know. So we'll see. But we're gonna take a break, and then we're gonna come back on the other side. Hopefully, we'll have William. Hopefully, we'll have Boss Hall with us, and we'll get into some thoughts here. So, with that being said, we'll be back.
What it sinks in my soul. Sky isn't that. That's why my
All right. You're listening to the Rat Pack Radio. WRPR Jazz. We're in the building another week. We are bringing you the best there is in sports talk and entertainment. The sweet, smooth sound of Fog Light. You don't know who Fog Light is? I didn't know either until I got their music sent to me through my email. But that's a good sound. That is a very good sound. I can listen to that all the way through. Yeah, I can listen to that all the way through, man. You know, those of you who another goal in this thing, now this is really over. 6 goals? 6. Come on, man. Like they done ran into a buzzsaw. Them 9 days off. They done fell asleep. Now that the Rangers been in dogfights. This is why I say sometimes it is not productive to just sit around and take that break during the playoffs. You got a 9-day rest because you won your series in a sweep. Meanwhile, the Rangers been playing cutthroat hockey all this time. Their last game was 3 days ago, and they had to go to the game 7. So their motors are already running. The oil is already warm, and they're already ready. You know what I'm saying? Not saying the Lightning ain't ready, but by this score, they weren't ready. They didn't come out. They didn't come out ready to play. Now, if um if they turn around and put on this same type of what is this? Man, I don't even know what this is. Yeah, I don't know what this is. But 6-2, this thing's over, man. But see again, like I'm watching the Lightning, obviously, and anytime, uh, anytime we skate into the Rangers zone, they got a body on us. And then anytime that we're in front of the net, in front of their goaltender, they got a body on us. So that's how they're eliminating the speed factor by knocking us off our routes, knocking us off balance. We don't do that. We don't do that. We just let these teams just run and gun because Lightning want to be skilled. They want to play this finesse game. And then, you know, we've been saying it forever. In the playoffs, you don't win that way. You have to be physical. You have to you have to get in these guys' face and knock them on their behind. You got to play physical. And these last 2 years, we had that aspect. We had that physicality aspect of our on our roster. And I don't think we have it this year. We're beating teams. We're outplaying teams. We have that veteran leadership. We have a little bit of guys that could go out there and change the game with their physicality. I haven't seen that this year. I haven't. I In this Stanley Cup playoffs, I haven't seen that. When we win games, we just come out and we just outscore teams. We get ahead, and then they're good enough defensively to keep teams off of them. Vazzy is good enough, and then when we do decide we want to play defense, they're good enough. But um, in the conference finals, and then that's if you manage to get to the NHL finals, bro, you got to knock some people around, man. You can't let these guys get comfortable in front of your goaltender. And when these guys enter in your zone, you can't let them enter your zone at full speed. And since the second period, man, we've been outplayed. We've been outplayed since the second period. We had nearly 20 shots in the first period, and I think right now, we may only have like 28 shots on goal. I'm gonna wait for them to show the shots on goal. Let me see here. There go another turnover. They just don't learn. They don't learn, man. and being I'm in a couple groups, and it's the same thing I be saying. The way the Lightning play is systematic. It's systematic, and the coach allows it. We turn the puck over, it's no big deal. You've been doing the same thing for like forever since Cooper got here. Um, yeah, you got away with it. You won some Stanley Cups, but it still puts you at a disadvantage at times. So, do something else. We just, want to play that run and gun style. We get ran out the court. I mean, ran out the ice. The Skittles right out the ice. This thing is over, man. 6-2 at 12 minutes left. I want to see this miracle. Can it happen? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it can. But it ain't gonna happen with this team. Like everything is sloppy. The passing is sloppy. The discipline on defense is sloppy. And everything is just sloppy. Everything is just sloppy. They'll probably come out in game two. Um, there we go, another power play. Oh, Lightning in the power play. Okay, so but yeah, that's the way it is, man. At the end of the day, we got to be better, and if we're not better, then we won't win the series. We just won't. You can't win the series playing that loosely and just turning the puck over at will. Just turn it over at will, man. I just I can't stand it. I can't stand it. It really aggravates me. It really does aggravate me because you see, we've been seeing it every year. So let's see here. Just waiting on Boss Hog and hopefully William Graves to get in so we can get into some NFL talk. Um, oh shoot, I'm not even. All right, so being that game one is over, we'll start to get into some other stuff, but I'm gonna give Boss Hog and William a few more minutes to get in, and if they don't get in, then I'm calling it for the night because I had a long day, and I can already tell I'm not gonna make it. And I don't have no problem admitting to that because, bruh, it's been a very hot. Hmm. Let me see. We got about 30 minutes left in this show anyway, so we'll see. Still got some listeners on Bucks Life. Appreciate you, and we do have a Twitter as well. So, um, and not a Twitter, but a Twitch. That's what I mean. Yeah, this thing about over, man. So what you guys anybody got any questions or anything? Football related or what? Oh really? Let me see. Anytime you see a really good goaltender give up that many goals is not his fault. Hmm. Right, let's see. All right. Let me third period, 8:35, still 6-2. So this thing is over. Mm, All right, so we got Bucks Life and Twitch watches today. Um, hmm, Look at that. They just keep making these long passes, man. It seems like every time they make them, they turn the puck over. I'm not gonna be afraid to call it like it is. It's terrible. No, no, I'm not gonna go that far and say that, but I am gonna go a little bit and say that's accountability. All right, so as you can see, Oh, my man Mike is in the building. What's going on, Mike? My mind moving slow as a sloth right now. I've been talking too much today, so that's my mind getting ready to say, "Hey, it's night, night, nights like this. I wish raindrops would fall. Nights like this, I wish raindrops would fall." I bet you half of y'all don't even know what that is. One of the greatest movies ever made. If you ever bored and want something to watch and you enjoy watching, like, I'm not gonna say musicals or anything like that, but if you enjoy, watching concert style type movies, then you might want to tune into and go and find the five heartbeats. Yeah, but in 20 minutes, bro, I'm logging off. I might be logging off sooner than that because I am, like I said, my eyes are heavy. Had a long day at work. And usually when I get really tired, I'm just not gonna say nothing. They be sitting here just looking at me, look stupid. Mm-mm-mm. Man, um, where we at, man? 9 minutes in, talked about the NBA Finals. What? Talked to hockey. Haven't talked a little bit of NFL. I did talk a little bit of NFL. Haven't really got deep into it. I'm about tired of watching these Lightning players turn the puck over with nobody playing defense on them. Anybody listening got anything to ask me, any questions or anything, just type them in the chat box and I'll be sure to respond to them. Hmm. Where's my hmm. Yeah, everybody. Like I say, man, I do apologize for being so silent right now at this state, but um had a little plan in place of how I was gonna attack this last hour, but things changed. So um, hmm. Yeah, this thing over. Ah, shoot, I just closed the wrong window. Mm-hmm. All right, so I don't know where my guys at, uh, but tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm finna get out of here, take me a shower, and then relax a little bit before I have to go to sleep. So for everybody listening, appreciate you tuning in, and my man Mike, appreciate you tuning in. Everybody over on Bucks Life, Rap Passport Show, my personal page, or YouTube or Twitch. Man, appreciate all y'all tuning in. Um, we only got about 15 left of this show, but since my mind going blank, um, we're gonna get we're gonna get out of here a little earlier, and we'll see you guys possibly Sunday. If we don't go Sunday, then you know where we'll be at next Wednesday. But we went over a little bit of NBA. We went over NHL. We talked a little bit of MLB, and still miss a couple things I wanted to get into, but I didn't want to get into them without, uh, Boss Hog being here. Hmm. Not like to want to fight. It's game over, man. Should have been throwing bowls earlier. Just got the crap beat out of you. Well, here we go. We got a brawl. Not really a brawl, but you got one, two. Oh, they finna fall backwards on the ref. What is going on here? I hope y'all watching this on this Lightning game. This is pretty interesting. They got the crap beat out of them, so now it's the end of the game, and they really want to fight. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is gonna do it for us here. Um, appreciate everybody tuning in. We will be back here next week, same place, same time. RatPackSportsShow.com, Rat Pack Sports, also the Rat Pack Radio WRPR app, and also the Play the Radio app. You can find us there as well. I'm gonna have these podcasts up here in a few. Probably just hour one and hour two, but I'll have them up, and you guys can go back and re-listen to those, and probably let's see, at least maybe even 1,000. But you'll see us on the flip side. This is the Rat Pack Sports Show. I'm your host, co-host, Devo. Everybody at the Rat Pack, William Graves, Boss Hog, left field correspondent, Tara, everybody. We appreciate y'all tuning in, and I guess we'll see you guys next week on the Flibbity Hibbity Hibbity. I might hit up some NBA 2K. Again, appreciate y'all, and see you guys next week. This is Rat Pack Sports Show. We're signing out. Peace. So we're off the live feed as far as audio. If you're on the app, you're probably listening to music, but we're still live here on the video stream. So let me get this stuff off the screen. And we out. Catch y'all on the flip side, man. It's been real, been fun, but gotta ride. Peace.